Donna, you want to talk about this quote that you love from John McKnight?
Yeah. So John McKnight is, he's a guru of community organizing from Chicago. Obama learned a lot from him. And he invented something called asset-based community development, the ABCD movement and approach. And it's about learning what you have so that you can work with challenges. And it sounds simple, but he has developed all kinds of tools to help communities come together based on their assets, not on their needs. And he works in a lot of very poor communities. And I'm interested in this approach for caregivers. So, Zachary, just what the bullet points that you've got up here. What do we have? What do we have? I mean, other caregivers are certainly something we can claim as an asset in our lives, an asset that we can really use and contribute to, because it feels good to contribute to.
It sure does. And it's about rethinking about what we can glean and gain from friends and family, as well as what we can glean and gain and understand and benefit from those that we are opening ourselves up to. And it's super hard to open ourselves up to others when we feel vulnerable, Donna, but it has a compounding value. And we talk about this, one of the great value takeaways is a new way of seeing and being. We've been using this terminology of new ways of seeing throughout here. And if you want to talk about one of these, Donna, or all of them, feel free. What it is that we get to shape and reshape when we begin to see anew.
Well, one of these things, I think, to begin to understand what it is that we're going through is to notice, you've said here, magnifying the ordinary now. The first book that I wrote is called The Four Walls of My Freedom, because I couldn't leave home for 23 years because we were running a home ICU setting where our son needed 24/7 care, and we didn't have very much help, lots of crises, and so I could never leave home. And I began to say to myself, how can I be whole and happy given these givens of my life, of service? And what can I find in my four walls that is beautiful and meaningful, even if it's scrubbing a pot, even if it's peeling a potato? I began to think of these things as a form of prayer, almost like sacred things that I was doing. And I really turned that prism to say, I have got to look at my daily life differently. I have got to find something here that's beautiful. And I think that I did that alone, but we don't have to do that alone. We can hold hands with other caregivers to learn how to find beauty in our caring life.
It's so powerful because it's not denying the realities that you were experiencing with Nicholas and the family, but it was a kind of reclaiming of what was available to you, because from the outside, no one can derive that meaning for you. No one can hand that to you. It's as if your experiences and your earning of that meaning is so valuable. And as you say, collectively, we can help each other with that. But other people's meanings and other people's values won't get you there.
No, and I think it's a decision that there, a sureness that there is the extraordinary within the ordinary. Mm. There's something beautiful and special going on in my home here, even on the bad days. There is something that I can learn that is really important, and I will be a better person for learning it, because I'm going to turn it over and over and look for the meaning of it and how it has changed me. Alet Mansky, a Canadian innovator in caring, calls that the magnificent ordinary. And he calls caregivers the passionate ordinaries. So I'm proud to be a passionate ordinary.
Yes. A philosophy for living, no doubt.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. We're coming close to our 3:30 time, and we want to be respectful of that. But I know that Donna and I have thoroughly enjoyed learning with you, talking with you, sharing and gleaning from each other. And for next week, next Wednesday at 2:00 as well, we'll have the second part of our 4-part series. And Donna, we're really going to go in depth on relationship confusion. How does our care experiences reshape our relationship with the person we care with? Because it's based on pre-existing templates. And we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about intimacy, how we develop self-compassion from that, and so much more as we move through our 4-part series, as Donna leads us into advocacy as we move throughout the 4-part series.
That's right. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.